Hi, I'm Ian Westlake and I played for Ipswich Town in the early 2000s. I now run a letting agency and development company, and here's how it differs from life on the pitch.
So how is stadium life different from startup life?
The hard bit, slightly at times, is probably the motivation. Like, if you're not having a good day, your teammates pick you up, your manager picks you up, your coaches pick you up. Whereas I work for myself now, and if I'm having a bad day and I'm like, do I want to do that? It's like having that drive every day. You have to just self-motivate, probably more than when you've got a team around you to make you do it.
Did you know before you retired that that's what you were going to go into?
I think I was always thinking along the development route. Lettings was an easier step. Like, you can't just jump straight into development. You need funding, all that side of things. I had a rental property myself, so I managed that. And I started thinking, well, I don't want to make a mess of it. So I actually started with family member property, started managing theirs. And then once I had the lettings and felt comfortable there, and I moved on to sort of development and that side of things, and it naturally progressed. And like, my development company now is definitely like my favourite out of the two. I say my company, there's 4 directors, but it's the one I take sort of the most pride over.
What are the pros and cons of having a football background?
The best thing I can take from football that helps with my day-to-day work is that you meet people from different walks of life. So in football, you don't pick your teammates, and you have to come together as a team. And I've got 60 property now that I manage, and I have to look after tenants from different countries, from different walks of life. And the ability to go in there, talk to them on their level, and they go through tough times, and you have to help them, whether they're going to pay the rent and how things are going. They have issues with the property. Biggest cons is probably just the amount you have to work. So as a footballer, we used to go in, we'd train in the morning, have lunch, maybe do a few weights if the fitness guy was forcing you to do them, and then you go home. Life was really fun. And now it's like, you know, I had an issue with a pipe leaking and water coming through the ceiling, and they're calling you at 11 o'clock at night. And like, because I work for myself and it's only me, I'm fine. I take the call, I make sure it gets sorted. What the manager does here now with the current team and how much they train, and individually as well as collectively, and then they do all the stuff which we didn't have, which was all the data analysis and then watching the other team. All the prep they do now is just incredible.
You can't get away with anything.
No, but it wasn't the same for us, right? 2-3 hours, then get yourself home.
What did you think the first 6 months of starting the business would be like, and how is it compared?
You're just starting out, right? So I only had a few properties to manage, and generally you get good tenants, you put them in, and then you let it roll. So realising I wasn't busy, I then just started thinking, well, I want to do this properly. So went and did a course, took a few exams. A bit strange going into an exam hall, like but went and did some things, got some qualifications, thinking at least then I know what I'm talking about slightly more. We're going on to development. It's a funny thing, development. So there's not really, there are courses and there's podcasts, all these things that you can watch, but you find your own way a little. You have to know, is that the right land to buy? Could we knock that down and build 2? There's so many things that are, it's not book smart developments, and I love developments. I like finding things and seeing, could we build there? What's it suitable for? You know, is it a 2-bed? Is it a 3-bed? I like speaking to architects. So all that side's, again, just like fun for me. Now it's like, it's very difficult. Finding land's difficult. Have to get the houses sold before I can fund the next bit. I should go to Fleximize, really. Shouldn't I?
What's the most surprising thing you've learned about being a business owner?
In business, it's not like football. You have immediate rewards in football. Like you say, you score a goal, crowd goes nuts. It's an immediate thing. You learn something new, you pretty much try it in the next training session, you try it in the next match. Business is a slow burn. It's not immediate gratification.
So how long did you spend on your business before you got your first big sale?
So development-wise, it was, like I said, it's maybe an 18-month project. So by the time we bought it, like I said, got planning, actually built it, then marketed it, and then got someone through the door to actually buy it. Then when you buy it, you think, yes, I've got the money now. And that's another 3 months with the solicitors, mess around and ask loads of questions and lining up all your paperwork, getting it all right when you're building, all your 10-year warranties, all, you know, there's a lot involved.
Think back to when you first got signed by Ipswich.
Yeah.
Have you had any comparable experience when you first started your business?
When I first signed my professional contract, I had Darren Ambrose, Darren Bent, they were all in the same youth team as me, and they'd gone and signed their professional contracts ahead of me. And I was desperate to sign mine. Like, I was playing well. I felt like I was on the right track. So when I signed my first contract, it was relief. Have I ever felt relief before? I guess our first site, it took us a long time to get planning. We then spent obviously a lot of money building it. And then when I sold it, I thought I'd be elated. And I was thinking, I really need to sell this thing. And it didn't sell for a little bit. And the market, it wasn't a great time. And then when it sold, I was thinking, champagne out with the wife, like let's have a. And I wanted like that. I was like, thank God, because I'd put a lot into it, and I didn't want to fail, and I was probably more worried about failing than I was it being a success. Not like scoring a goal. I think that's more excitement.
Is there anything better than that?
Scoring a goal is your excitement, and then 30,000 people sharing in your excitement. Yeah, I've scored there a few times. I tell you what, I scored away at Sheffield United, and there was a big rivalry between Ipswich and Sheffield United, and we were going for the playoffs, both trying to get in the Premier League. I scored in front of the home fans away at Sheffield United. There's just fans went nuts, and I was like, I enjoyed that.
Business strategy. Have you got a 2-year or a 5-year plan, and what is your long-term goal?
Work-wise, it's still finding sites, developing them. We know what money we can borrow from Fleximize, so we know how we know how it works, right? So to make a plan in developments is really difficult. I'd love to do a site a year, 4 houses, sell them at the end of the year, linked perfectly into buying another one, build another 4, maybe move up. But that's just not.
I think that's how we see it on an outside looking at it. That's kind of what you think happens. But it's
unless you're sitting, in development, unless you're sitting on loads of stock of land and you can slowly build them as you go, it's just not possible.
Finally, do you miss football?
I stepped away 10 years, didn't do any football. I finished, I was like, I'm out. And then just been roped back in a little bit. So I do the commentary. Fleximize sponsors TownTV, don't they? So they do a great job up there. So I do the commentary on all the games. The changes I've seen from the ownership, seeing this manager come in, it's just been unreal. Slowly, I was determined. I'm going out. Football's not my thing anymore. But it draws you back. Like, you love it, don't you? You can't help it. Like,
brings back memories.
Yeah.
Brings back memories, doesn't it?
Seeing them celebrate on here for the promotion, seeing them now playing against the best in the world, like, you can't help but get your juices flowing.
Brilliant.
Good.
Great to have you. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Really
anytime.
appreciate it.